Enactus Memorial is a volunteer organization unlike any other. We're a family of 82 members creating friendships all around the world to improve the lives of the people we work with every day. Whether it's farmers around our province, bottle collectors across our nation, or people who have suffered life-changing injuries in a third world country. Our projects are more than just job placements or events. They are long-lasting relationships that show our new friends how to truly change their lives through the positive power of business.
This year we ran 10 incredible projects, and today we're excited to share 6 of them with you. We will begin with 3 in detail and finish by quickly highlighting another 3. Now, let us show you how Enactus Memorial changes the lives of those in need.
98% of farms are family-run businesses that have been handed down from generation to generation. Unfortunately, due to rising production costs, over the last decade, Newfoundland and Labrador has lost 1/5 of its farms. While the number of farms continues to decrease, agriculture remains responsible for 20% of Canada's greenhouse gas emissions. To address these needs and keep family farms in the family, we created a green audit program for the agriculture sector, Green Culture, helping farmers save money and the environment.
Agriculture is divided into 2 environmental audits, reduce and reuse.
In the reduce audit, we worked with ThermalWise, Atlantic Canada's leading energy audit company, to outline 61 easy environmental changes for farms. Then, with the help of Enactus volunteers, farmers conduct audits at their facilities. Once completed and results are calculated, farmers are given a customized how-to solutions manual, including a step-by-step implementations guide and funding options for the suggested green solutions.
Howard, owner of Hamer Farms, is among the 6 farms to complete the reduce audit this year. We showed this family farm how they could save over 86,000 kilowatt hours of electricity and over 99,000 liters of water, amounting to more than $19,000 in annual savings. Now, we're working with Howard to implement these changes, including a water management plan and switching to LED light bulbs.
In the reuse audit, we developed a green solutions manual that shows farmers how they can turn waste into revenue-generating assets like industrial composting and solar power. We begin by conducting feasibility studies, and once viability is established, we help farms secure low-interest loans to implement the new solutions.
Glenda, owner of Dark Cottage Farms, is among the 3 farms to complete the reuse audit this year. In January, Glenda lost one of her 2 greenhouses to a winter storm, cutting her revenues in half. She was faced with a farmer's worst nightmare: operating at a financial loss or closing her doors forever. Through our reuse program, we are helping her install solar panels combined with a heat pump, which will decrease her electricity costs by at least $5,000 annually and allow her to remain open. Now, let's hear what she has to say.
Since 2003, we have been trying to grow grapevines. 10 years later, we have some good vines out there that are growing. I mean, everybody is concerned about the environment, or they should be. And we want to be environmentally friendly, totally. It was really good to find out about the program and what was going on and what help there was after trying to do things and not getting any help to do it. In order to farm, it takes money, and any load that helps, and this is a big help.
To be using the sun for energy is just awesome. Solar power, no damage to the environment.
It's going to be a big help.
Once audits are completed, farmers are paired with an Enactus volunteer who helps them with marketing and a PR plan, demonstrating their commitment to being environmentally friendly. And to evaluate our results, we're creating a benchmarking program with ThermalWise.
This year, agriculture has been recognized as the first tool of its kind in our province. The Newfoundland and Labrador Federation of Agriculture has endorsed our program to their members, allowing us to reach an additional 20 farms next year.
Agriculture is more than an environmental auditing service that changes light bulbs. We're winterizing barns, introducing industrial composting, and creating renewable energy. This year, we have identified 206 solutions at 7 farms, with projected savings of over 240,000 kilowatt hours of electricity and over $58,000, all while helping farmers like Howard and Glenda keep their family farms in the family.
Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have the least access to recycling facilities in Canada. Despite paying a deposit on bottles and cans, many of them end up in the trash. Seeing the economic value in recycling, some of those less fortunate in our community have resorted to dumpster diving to support themselves. This practice, while both degrading and dangerous, earned them a mere $4 per hour. Seeing the need for better recycling services and an opportunity to help those impoverished, we created Project Bottlepreneur.
Here's how Project Bottlepreneur works. Enactus volunteers work one-on-one to create strategic routes for bottlepreneurs, allowing them to offer weekly recycling service to their community. Then we go door to door, telling homeowners how they can get involved in the program. From here, interested households place recyclables out on designated days, and bottlepreneurs come by and pick them up.
In its first year, Bottlepreneur worked with 1 individual. In year 2, we grew to 6 participants. Now, in our 3rd year, Bottlepreneur has seen great progress, working with 14 Bottlepreneurs who provide weekly recycling services to over 2,000 households.
Today, Bottlepreneur is a reputable recycling service in our city, featured on television and radio. We've even created a website where customers can sign up for a route instantaneously.
To further develop the brand on the streets, we provided our bottlepreneurs with safety vests for the summer and coats for the winter. Then, to take our recycling program one step further, we changed carts that once looked like this into this, with modifications to handle snow, incorporate brakes, and even attach to bikes.
With all this local success, we recognize our program could go beyond Newfoundland and Labrador, so we franchised Bottlepreneur, working with other community groups and Enactus teams across the country, expanding to 3 new provinces and 5 new cities this year.
Project Bottlepreneur is not only helping bring our new friends over the poverty line, but changing the social stigma of those who push carts as well. Now, let's hear firsthand what the program means to our bottlepreneurs.
In the beginning, I was a guy he's just, needed some help, pretty much. Basically, I'm not at the bottom of the barrel anymore. That's the way I feel.
Down the streets, it's like cleaner than going to the dumpsters. For me, before, it was like an hobby. Then it turned into a job.
I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. I get lots of comments that people saying thank you for cutting my recyclables, and I get Christmas cards at Christmas time, and people respect what I does. And I respect it too. I'm really excited. I'm clicking my heels every morning when I get up and walk out the door. I'm talking to people now. I'm basically out in society. I feel like I'm like a businessman now, you know what I mean? Like I'm one of these people that went and got a big education kind of feel, you know what I mean? When I'm alone and I'm walking down the road by myself, I just get really excited and I just scream out happy, like all this is going on, it's just crazy, you know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to go this far, It just makes me feel so good,
Teresa now services over 90 homes every week. And through our new budgeting sessions, she's learned how she can save enough money to finally give her children the Christmas gifts she was never able to before.
Brandon, an at-risk youth hoping to pursue post-secondary education, has joined Bottlepreneur 1 day a week while still attending high school.
And Gervais, our first Bottlepreneur, is now managing his business all on his own. He operates his portion of our website, has created his own Twitter page, and even diversified to include the recycling of Christmas lights.
This year, Project Bottlepreneur has helped over 2,000 households recycle more than 1.8 million bottles and cans, with 14 Bottlepreneurs generating over $90,000 in revenue. But it is more than just a recycling service. It is an opportunity for society to see those impoverished as environmental leaders in our country.
In Haiti, 80% of people live in poverty.
More than 70% live on less than $2 a day.
54% have no access to basic human needs.
Then, in 2010, there was a devastating earthquake, killing over 200,000 people and leaving over 300,000 injured. In Haiti, life-changing injuries, such as limb loss and paralysis, leave victims to stare at walls for the rest of their lives. Doctors and medical teams flooded to the country to help those in need. And 4 years later, Haiti is starting to recover.
Dr. Joanna Cherry and Scott Gillenwater are 2 spinal cord professionals that came to Haiti after the earthquake and decided to call the country home. Realizing that physical recovery is only the beginning of a long journey for their patients, the two doctors created a 6-month trade training sewing program, Project Stitch.
When we heard about the program, it was surviving by obtaining occasional contracts, but we recognized that it had incredible potential. All it needed was business guidance, and with no Enactus team in Haiti, we jumped at the opportunity. First, we put 11 people through the trade training program. Then we offered them a position in the Project Stitch Cooperative, and 9 sewers came on board.
To find our first product line, we surveyed over 20 retailers, assessing what market, product, and margins would be the most viable. And we came up with men's neckties. Then we established suppliers for our fabrics, worked with accountants and lawyers to ensure the legitimacy of our business, and finally located 5 retailers to carry our ties.
We created 2 lines of ties, a professional silk, and a colorful Haitian flare cotton, which we are wearing here today. Each tie comes embroidered with the Project Stitch logo on the back and comes in an upcycled carrying bag.
Then it was time for production. Once trained, participants make 1 tie per day, and for each of their ties that is sold, they receive $15. While this may seem minimal here in Canada, in Haiti, that's more than 5 times the average person's daily earnings. And since November, our cooperative has seen incredible success, instantly selling out the 122 ties made to date.
Life in a third world country is hard for many of us to imagine. We hear the stats, we see the pictures, but when we went to Haiti and worked with these people firsthand, we began to see just how hard life could be.
Nebu picked mangoes high up in trees to put himself through school. One day he fell, losing the use of his legs and his ability to fund his education.
Carl, once said to have a promising basketball career, was shot for the $1.50 he had in his pocket, destroying his sports dreams and leaving his future in question.
And Denise lost her right arm in the 2010 earthquake, leaving her with no way to support her family.
Each participant has an incredible story of resilience, and we're so proud to be a part of that story. Now, let's hear what they have to say.
Moi-même parce que moi après forcer des bagages qui intéressent maman.
Ils ont changé. Ils pensaient que c'était fini, il n'y a plus rien à faire. Et là maintenant, ils parlent différemment.
Working here, it means a lot because I'm a single parent.
Mon temps est que tout ça que nous connaissons, et puis aider on l'autre tout parce que pour aller vers l'avant, pour faire suivi de ça que nous connaissons.
Nous connaissons la vie continue.
I think it's going to be big one day. Yeah, it's going to be big.
Today, Project Stitch is located in a small hospital room across from the spinal care unit. This setup is great for our participants as they train and rehabilitate, but its size is very limiting. With life-changing injuries happening daily in Haiti, even after the earthquake, we knew we needed to expand.
To do this, we wanted to move the cooperative piece of our project to a new facility. This new space would allow us to go into full production and use the hospital facility for training, allowing us to train an additional 20 participants in the next 2 years.
To get funding for the new facility, we launched a crowdfunding campaign, which raised over $4,000. This was a great start, but we knew we could do more. So we launched a corporate drive, which concluded last month, raising over $46,000. This money is enough to open our new facility, and we are currently in renovations, expected to move in next month.
Project Stitch is truly a life-changing initiative, but we're not just making ties for the now. We're building a brand and have already begun to develop our second product for the female sector.
In just our first year with the program, we have trained 11 sewers, raised over $46,000 in corporate funding, and sold 122 ties, generating over $11,000 in revenue. And this is just the beginning.
Project Stitch is offering Haitians a hand up and not a handout. We're teaching them valuable life skills and showing them that even in Haiti, there is hope through the positive power of business.
These are just 3 of our 10 projects. Now we will quickly highlight 3 other successful initiatives.
Planting Potential is a community garden project which educates our province's youth on the importance of food security and creates jobs for individuals living with autism. Last summer, we worked with 2 individuals to create our main community garden at the Centre for Autism and hosted our first educational sessions for youth. This summer, we've already acquired land for 3 new satellite gardens where children will learn the responsibility of owning a garden while growing and selling their own produce.
World at Work is a social enterprise that helps Canadian newcomers integrate into the workforce through entrepreneurship. Each participant is paired with an Enactus mentor who works one-on-one with them to address the necessary training, certifications, marketing, and cultural adaptations required to get their businesses up and operating. Just this year, we helped Tosin from Nigeria establish a commercial cleaning business, and Seema from India sell her artwork throughout our city. And these are just 2 of the 8 entrepreneurs from 5 different countries operating in 5 diverse sectors with World at Work this year.
In 2008, we created Based in Business, our flagship entrepreneurial program that teaches Canadian Forces members how to apply the skills they developed in the military to entrepreneurship. Since its inception, our program has seen incredible success. And in 2012, we partnered with the Princess Charities Canada, rebranding Based in Business to the Princess Operation Entrepreneur. This year was our best to date. We worked with 21 businesses, generating over $780,000 in revenue. But we didn't stop there. Together with our friends on Enactus teams across Canada, we reached 213 of our country's heroes through boot camps at 3 universities and one-day sessions at 5 others.
This year, our 82-member family
has run 10 diverse projects,
worked with over 50 businesses,
created over 90 jobs,
and generated over $1 million in revenue.
But our success goes beyond the numbers. It is measured by the friendships we create.
Whether it's Glenda in agriculture,
Gervais in Bottlepreneur,
Denise in Project Stitch,
Seema in World at Work,
or Derek in the Princess Operation Entrepreneur.
We're an Enactus Memorial, and we're creating friendships all over the world, changing lives through the positive power of business.